I state my piece when she don't answer the phone, when she blocked me. I send text messages of me cussing her out because she blocked me because she don't like when I call, or if I'm too busy to pick them up on a one day and call the next day to come pick them up, I don't get to get them. For the new baby, she can have whatever she want. I really don't even care.
Right. Did Lance Jones Levier and Erica Versi please unmute and turn your cameras? I thought both of them were here. Did we just lose one of them?
I believe both parties for number 23 are now here.
Okay. Let's make sure you're in a quiet place. Erica Versi, please unmute and turn on your camera. Do you both swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Your Honor, this is a case where we're seeking to add another minor to this case based on positive DNA. The parties have reached a partial agreement. Ma'am, can you state your name for the record?
Erica Novella Versi.
And ma'am, can you state the ages of the children in this case?
5 years old and 8.5 months.
There was a DNA test done?
Yes, ma'am, for both.
For both. And what were the results of those tests?
You are the father.
Positive. Positive.
Ma'am, did you hear the agreed portions that I read into the record?
Yes, ma'am.
Are those still your agreements?
As far as the numbers on payment?
Yes.
No.
Which portion do you not agree with?
I don't agree with the $125 monthly. I don't agree with the back pay.
Ma'am, are you talking about the child support arrears?
No, ma'am. No. I'm really just talking about the monthly amount for LaMarcus.
Oh, going forward, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, let me clarify each portion, and maybe that'll help move this along.
Okay.
So the agreements that were entered into, as we understood them, was that child support going forward for both children would be $377 a month. Do you disagree or agree with that amount?
Yes, I disagree with that.
Okay. And what is okay, so let's just go by the other agreements and we'll come back to that one.
Okay.
How is the child currently receiving insurance?
Medicaid.
Is there any other type of insurance available for the child?
At the moment, no.
The state has asked for the father to reimburse the state $51. Are you in objection to that?
No, ma'am.
Okay. The state has calculated, I know you're in a disagreement with the child support going forward. Mm-hmm. Now let's talk about the child support in the past, the arrearage amount. Okay. The state has asked for a $100 payment. Of course, you can ask for that to be increased or decreased on $11,184. Do you disagree with those terms?
I do. I disagree.
All right. Why do you disagree with that term?
That's the same amount it was even just with Lance by himself. I think it needs to be raised at least $50 to $75.
Okay, so you would be your request to the court is that the payout amount be different. Is that correct?
Yes, as far as him paying $100 on his old balance, I think it should be raised a little bit.
Understood. What would you like that payout to be?
Are you talking about the 125?
Ma'am, I'm not sure where you got the 125. I'm telling you now that I'm asking you now, what would you, instead of the 100 that the state is asking for payout for the child support arrears, what would
175.
Oh, 175.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And then the medical support arrears, the state calculated that was $64.96. Do you object to a payout of $10 per month for that?
No, ma'am.
Okay, that only leaves the issue of child support at $377. Can you please state why you do not agree with that calculation?
I think it needs to be raised a little bit higher due to how things have came about and how have turned out. Me personally, I'm pretty sure, and I know for a fact, just in the past 3 years, he's made more than the 3 years before that. So I know you're making more money now, and there's no reason why you should not be able to pay when you knew already that the kids, period, were yours, and you put me in this predicament.
All right, ma'am. Do you know what the father does for a living?
Yes, I do.
What is that?
He works at a mechanic shop.
And ma'am, do you know how much, and how do you know that he works at a mechanic shop?
Well, I've been knowing him for over 18 years, and we just had a recent fallout over the past 2 or 3 months where we have not been communicating or things like that. And most of that has to do with the new child because it's just gotten really out of hand. So I've pretty much been knowing what he's been doing.
Okay. And ma'am, do you know
unless he has a new job, maybe in the past month or so.
Ma'am, can you let me ask my question?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, how much does he make?
I don't know how much he makes. I just know where he works.
Okay. And ma'am, who makes the day-to-day decisions over your child's life?
I do.
Would you be able to work with the father to make those day-to-day decisions in the future?
No, I've been doing that for the past 5 years.
Do you have any objection with keeping the children in Dallas County or surrounding counties?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is your objection to a geographic restriction? Why?
Okay, why? Because if I have an opportunity that comes about, ma'am, I don't want to be restricted from not taking it. I risked doing that with the first case with Lance before the new baby came, and I agreed to that. And it has been nothing but bad from then to now with me trying to be the bigger person, trying to make sure that he's seeing his dad, that he's in his dad's life. I have to make sure that we are good. I have 2 kids to have to worry about. He has a wife that helps support him and other people that support those other kids.
Objection not responsive.
So that's why.
Ma'am, if you can just answer my question.
I don't want to be restricted, ma'am, if I have an option where I can go better for me and my kids when I've already attempted to stay for those same reasons.
And do you have any job lined up in a different part of Texas or the U.S.?
Well, my job is pretty much nationwide, so I don't have a job lined up somewhere else, no.
Okay. And ma'am, what visitation do you think would be appropriate for your children?
Saturdays or Sundays, and just hours for the baby, because like maybe Lance can stay, I guess, Saturday night or something, or they can just see him on Sunday, and maybe one day through the week, but not Friday to Sunday.
Has either of the children visited with the father in the past?
The baby has not at all. And Lance, we had set a court order for first and third weekend of every month, and it has not worked out at all, and it's put me in a bind.
Are there safety concerns with the father having access to the children?
having access to them. I wouldn't say there's safety concerns with him having access to them, no.
So what has been the issue with the visitation that was previously court ordered? What has been the problem?
He's not following it, and that's putting me in a bind, ma'am.
When you say bind, what do you mean?
If you are ordered first and third weekend of every month, if I have a job, if I have things to do, that means that's a set time. So I'm expecting to do what I have to do on my set schedule. Communicating with me, you're supposed to be there at 6 p.m. on Friday, all the way to 6 p.m. on Sunday. And you call me or text me on Friday at 11 o'clock at night, hey, I was helping somebody move. I forgot. That's not logical, ma'am. And it happens pretty often. I can't work with that.
Since the last order, has there been any incidents of family violence between you and the father of the children?
Family violence? No.
All right. Does the father know where you live, ma'am?
Yes.
Is there any reason any reason why your address should be private from this court order?
No.
All right. And ma'am, do you have any additional information you'd like to offer to the judge regarding this case?
Yes. Once again, like I said, him not getting him when he's supposed to, and this is something that he wanted, and I'm trying to let him have it first and third weekend of every month is very difficult when you're not communicating with me, or you think that you can just call when you feel like it, like I don't have a life or I don't have things to do as well. And there's another child here as well that I have to take care of that you pay no mind to, you don't even look his way, you'll look the other way, and he's your child, and you know that, of course. So that has put me in a very big bind. You do not have a bed for my son. He's supposed to have his own bed. He does not have a bed. He does not have a car seat. This was ordered in the last one. He doesn't have any of that. My son told me he slept on the floor once. Maybe it was by accident, but it shouldn't be by accident, by choice, by nothing. He has a bed. He has a room. He has a home.
Thank you, ma'am.
I shouldn't have to have issues with him staying the night anywhere.
Thank you, ma'am, for that information. Sir, can you state your name for the record?
DeLance Jones LeVere.
And sir, did you hear the agreements I read into the record earlier?
Yes, ma'am. I heard, Mom.
Okay. Are you still in agreement? Well, are you still okay with those terms?
I'm okay with the child support payment, the 100 whatever. I'm not okay with the back pay. I mean, who pays for something? Go ahead.
So I'll go through each term just to be clear, since there was a disagreement. The state has calculated child support in the amount of $377 beginning July 1st. Are you okay with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any private insurance for your child?
No.
The state has asked for $51 for cash medical support. Do you object to that amount?
No.
The state has calculated retroactive child support arrears at $866. Are you okay with that?
No, I'm not.
Okay, we'll return to that one. The state has asked for a child support arrears judgment at $11,184.91 to be paid at $100 a month. Are you in agreement with that?
That's everything for Lance and him, right? For
This is for back child support.
No, I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with that.
Well, let me restate it correctly. This is for the child support arrears, what is owed.
Right. I shouldn't be paying that much for Lance or him. I did more for Lance than they said I did. And then LaMarcus, I never did anything for him because who does something for a child they don't even know is his? I mean, that's one of the reasons I haven't done anything for the baby, because I didn't know it was mine. I was waiting on verification that the child was mine, and then I don't have a problem helping or doing anything.
Okay, sir. We have that the state has calculated medical support arrears in the amount of $64.96. Are you in agreement to pay that at $10 off a month?
Yes, ma'am.
And let's move on to conservatorship. Sir, who do the children live with right now?
They stay with their mom.
Have the children ever resided with you?
No, just visitations.
Okay. And do you think you and the mother can work together to make day-to-day decisions regarding the children?
I can. I mean, if she ain't got an attitude about half the time I call.
And
Can't even call now. I'm blocked now. I can't even call.
And sir, what county do you live in?
Collin County.
Okay. Do you object with the mother's request that there be no restriction on her address?
Oh no, I don't mind.
Okay. And sir, what do you do for a living?
Mechanic, tire repairs, anything automobile.
All right, sir. And how much do you earn per month?
I get $700 a week. So added up about 2,300, 2,400, 2,500, something like that.
A week or a month?
I get paid weekly, $700 a week. So that's like what, 2,400 a month?
All right,
without taxes.
Your Honor, give me one moment to double check how we calculated the child support. All right. And sir, you understand that the state calculated child support based on that wage information?
Yes.
All right. And sir, what visitation do you think is appropriate?
For the new baby, she can have whatever she wants. I really don't even care. But for Lance, I want my first 36 weeks. She don't want to let me see the new baby. I don't gotta see him. I mean, it don't bother me at all. Like, that's what she want to do. That's what she want to do. If I miss a day and call Saturday and say, "Hey, I missed a day," I still can't see Lance. So on the same week.
All right.
I mean, so I've grown accustomed to not seeing them at all. So it really doesn't bother me if I see them or not now.
Has there been any family violence?
No.
Well, let me finish the question. Has there been any family violence between you and the mother?
Verbal, but other than that, no.
When you say verbal, what do you mean?
I
verbal.
Cuss her out. I state my piece when she don't answer the phone, when she blocked me. I send text messages of me cussing her out because she blocked me because she don't like when I call, or if I'm too busy to pick them up on a one day and call the next day to come pick them up, I don't get to get them.
When was the last time you cussed her out?
Last Friday when I tried to get Lance, which wasn't my week.
Did you threaten her?
No, I don't do no threatening. I just cuss her out, call her stupid, or call out a name or something. I ain't never threatened or said anything violent, like I'm come hurt you or nothing. I don't do that. I don't wish harm on her. I just cuss her out.
Do you have any additional information you would like to offer to the court?
No. Besides of why would you try to take them and leave? You ain't got no job, nothing. You don't do nothing but sit at home all day or walk around the streets. Why try to take them and leave? It don't make sense. That's the only thing I'm trying to figure out.
And sir, I do have one more question. When you cuss her out and you admit to that, do you do that in front of the children?
No, I saw by text.
Okay.
All right, so let me go ahead and make my ruling. Obviously, we're establishing that the new child is Mrs. Jones's child by the DNA testing. If we don't have any evidence of any other income, then child support set at $377 a month. I understand you may not be in agreement with that, but that is the number. Government medical is the only thing that's available to both of you for health insurance. Medical support is $51 a month. Mr. Jones, you became the father when the child was born, not when the DNA tests were done. You have an obligation to support the second child from the date of birth. So that's why there's a little bit of a difference there. That your child support should have gone up a little when the child was born, which is the additional $866.
That's back pay?
I'm talking, sir. You're also behind in your child support. You have not made all your payments. Maybe some of that was from a judgment before, I don't know. But you have an arrears that you owe from the past for your first child in the amount of $11,184.91. So altogether, both those numbers add up to $12,050.91. That's what you owe for the past for both children, including the arrears and the retroactive child support. I'm ordering that to be paid at $120 a month. Medicals for arrears are $64.96, payable at $10 a month. You might be able to pay that off if you want. Y'all agreed to no residency restriction. I'm adding into the order that we have a 24-hour notice of intent to visit. So, Mr. Jones, you need to let Ms. Versie know when you are going to do your visitation or if you're not going to do your visitation. So you need to text her to tell her you're coming or you're not coming. If she does not receive a text from you on Friday by 24 hours, then, like let's say Thursday at 6, then she's going to have to find somebody to take care of the child on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and make other plans. You cannot change the visitation to wherever you like, Mr. Jones. You have a right, you have the only obligation to pick up at Friday at 6. That's it. Not Saturday, not Sunday, Friday at 6. If Ms. Versie wants to do something in addition to that, different times, that's up to her. But otherwise, you're supposed to be picking up at Friday at 6 and dropping off on Sunday at 6. I'm doing the standard visitation that we had before for the first child, but I'm trying to explain that you have to pick up on time. Ms. Versie's main argument is that you're not coming on time or you're coming whenever you want to come. You cannot do that. I don't know what's going on with the new child, but you have to come on time so that she can plan ahead, because she may have to get a caregiver if she's got to work on the weekend or whatever you have to do. You have to show up on time, Mr. Jones, period. Friday at 6 or no visitation with either child at all. That's the way it's going to be. Neither one of you requested non-disclosure, court costs as billed. It's not good to be cursing out the mother of your child. You're cursing out your children too. These children are 50% her blood. So anything you say about her, you're saying about your own child. Think about that the next time. I understand that y'all are frustrated with each other, but it shouldn't carry over into anything else. You need to be respectful of each other as parents of these children, and understanding that they are 50% each of you. And so if you say something bad about them, you're saying something bad about your child. I don't think you want to say anything bad about your children. So make sure you stop doing that, Mr. Jones, so that we can get this going, and understand that you have to show up on time. I don't hear Ms. Versie saying she doesn't want to let you visit. She just doesn't want you showing up whenever you want to show up. So you should know your schedule or make your schedule. If you know you can't get off of work that weekend, then you let her know on Thursday that you cannot make it. If she decides to want to change the time, that's up to her. But if she says no, then you don't get visitation that weekend. Otherwise, you let her know on Thursday night, I'm coming, and you show up on Friday at 6. I can't stress that enough. I've already said it twice. That's what needs to happen to help the situation a lot better. The Attorney General's office will draft an order and email you both a copy. Read the order if you have any questions. Y'all are done with court.
Wait, I don't get off
Your Honor. Your Honor.
All right, I can answer questions, but I'm not going to change my mind. You've already told me what y'all wanted to tell me. I made a decision what y'all decided to tell me. Mr. Jones, you had a question? Or?
Nah, I don't get off till 6 o'clock. So how can I be there at 6 o'clock if I don't get off till 6 o'clock?
That's a fair question. What time do you get out?
I get off at 6, and I come from Plano, and I got to drive to Dallas to pick the baby up. So I usually be there by 7:30.
Okay, we can change the order to 7:30. Will that work for you?
That'd be fine.
Okay, not 11 o'clock, but 7:30. Okay,
Understood.
and then Sunday at 6 is okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Do I still get my summertime visitations and stuff like that? 30 days on summer?
Yeah.
Do I get all that still?
Yes.
And when does that go into effect?
July 1st.
Okay. And for Lance, I still ain't seen him none this summer. So am I able to get him for the summer on my 30 days? Or?
When I talk about both children. I don't talk about one child.
Oh, okay. Cool. Appreciate it.
Okay. All right. So that'll be the order. Y'all are done with court. You can press leave on the Zoom to exit out. Thank you.